it's Millie. Welcome back to Lonesome Acre Homestead. This morning I've already gotten my coop cleaned out. Just, simple cleaning that out. Got everybody fed, got my mama goats out. I don't have the babies out because my dogs are out and they have a little bit too much interest in our baby goats. But I'll let them out later. Sorry, I'm looking for a hawk. Everybody think it's just a vulture. So today I wanted to start on the blackberries that we have. We have blackberry bushes or vines that run across one side of our fence, and I need to trim those back. And we also have some things I just need to like cut down and trim down. But I told myself that I was gonna be intentional this year. We already had a change of plans. It is super windy here. So what we are going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and start pulling the brush off of our fence line on this side. And it doesn't look like a lot until we get over here where all of our blackberries are, and they need to be pruned really bad. So since my husband, I texted him, I was like, look, this just isn't going to work today. He said, don't worry about it. We'll burn it on Wednesday. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to add to this brush pile that is the bane of my existence right now, and go ahead and I guess add to that brush pile, get this cleaned up so it'll look nice this spring and this summer. So I noticed that we do have some things on our side of the fence. There are a lot of briars, and I don't know if you can tell, on the other side of the fence, and it just gets thicker as we go down. I don't know if that's picking up well on camera. Alright, so you can see where I've gone. This is all that we have to do. May not all be today. But this is a whole nother reason why I want to do this. Trash. I cannot stand like trash and things like that just all over, and it's not our trash, this is whoever's throwing it out. But I like the idea of pulling up in our yard and just seeing a beautiful clean fence line, and that'll make me happy for this summer, because what I plan to do, because I know a lot of this is going to it's going to grow back. It won't grow back as thick because I'm going to manage it. But what I kind of want to do here is cut all this back and then take a bunch of like wildflower seeds and just throw them and see what happens. I think that would be beautiful, just to have this whole fence line, filled with wildflowers. Will that happen? Who knows? It depends on how they germinate, things like that. How much of this I get done, coming up. And the reason why I'm not working in my garden right now is because we do still have the pigs in there. They're just about done tilling, but I want to keep them in there just a bit longer. That way they do that really good job, and I won't even have to do anything but make my mounds and my pathways. So there's just a lot going on as far as that goes. There are a few other projects that I could work on, but this is one of those things that are going to be time sensitive. So the spring is coming, and all of this is going to one of those briars just got me. All of this is going to come back to life, and as this comes back to life, it is going to be way harder to manage. So if I go ahead and get it while everything's still a little bit dormant, we'll be in a good standing. So let's get back to work. 2 o'clock update. I have reinforcements out here. It's 5 o'clock, and it looks like I am done for today. So we still have briars, little twigs, some vegetation still left on the fence, which I can do tomorrow. I think what's important is how much of this we actually got done today. Little trees like this I'm gonna leave, but I will trim up to make sure they actually grow on our side and doesn't impede the fence. That was a huge decision of mine, doing this. Still got like a little briar patch right here. Obviously nothing in comparison to what we had, but making sure that the things that we have here are not going to mess up our fence, like this one right here. I'm gonna have to trim so it won't shoot out and eventually mess up the fence. This one again here is kind of twirling around our fence, so I'm gonna have to make sure that we get that situated. All this I'm making sure of so that way our animals stay safe. I don't want to have them get through the fence. You see, we have a lot of trees, a few more briars, things like that, that are really coming through on this side of the fence. But I mean, after what this started off as, I think that today was very successful. All of this looks really good, and like I said, I am going to keep a lot of these trees. They'll kind of help with privacy, and I think that they are the same as what we have kind of growing on the back side of our fence. And here's our corner, so just straightening that up, and I can do all of that tomorrow. And what this started off as, you know, I just think that this is excellent work that we did today. This back fence right here, we did clean up. You can see where we kind of limbed a lot of these trees, and some of this stuff I've got to come back through now that it's spring, because we did this in the fall. I don't know why we didn't cut this down, but this one's gonna go. And all this we've got to come back through and make sure that it is gone. I don't know if you can see right here and where the grass is, that's how far we actually cut all this back. It was so overgrown, it was terrible. And look how beautiful these trees are. I definitely wanted to keep them. They are just gorgeous. And from my kitchen window, I get to see them. Now, the other side of this fence is not our property. Not quite sure who owns that, but I probably will go on that side and just kind of clean that up, what's against our fence line, so it doesn't mess with our fencing. I'm sure they won't mind that. Just like this one right here, I'll probably need to go through there and cut that. And a few other little things. But we added our brush to the brush pile that we already had going, and yes, we'll be burning that hopefully soon. Obviously the pile we had over here, and then we had one over here. It is gone, but it's been windy. We've been fighting a lot of rainy season, and we haven't been able to burn. Even if I give it a day, you know, before I try to burn again, it's just been so wet that nothing's having time to dry out. Now, did today necessarily relate directly to homesteading? No, but it is a part of life, is having to maintain some things that we already have, or to make improvements on some things, and that's just life. Today I really wanted to get that burn pile done, but then the wind picked up yet again, and I wasn't able to get all that done that I wanted to do. And I mean, that's unfortunate. It's just a fact, that happened. My kids are out there playing in the yard, and after a hard day's work, it's just kind of nice to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. While it may not look like much to some people, that's something that's been bothering me for years, is how that fence line looks and how much overgrowth it's had, and just like how we cut all this back over here. It's just progress, and sometimes progress is slow. Now, my husband will probably remind me of what I just said, because I'm very much a let's do it right now. Like, how can we do this as soon as possible? And my husband's very methodical, and I can be a little bit of a dreamer. And when I dream up things, I want them done right now. And he's usually the one that has to make those dreams come true for me. And he does, but it's not always in my timing. Not everything is going to be in my timing. If things were in my timing, we wouldn't be on a 1-acre homestead. We would have beautiful land, and we would have a dairy cow, and we would have beef cattle, and we would be much more self-sufficient. And maybe it's growing pains. Maybe I have a little bit of growing pains where I want everything right now. And I think it's okay to want things and to hope for things and to dream for things. I don't think, in the same aspect though, I don't think it's okay for me to push. And so I do, when I talk to my husband, I have to have that grace and say, I'm glad you're gonna do that. And not so much as like not push him, to do things necessarily out of his comfort zone or something like that. But when I say, like, I'm a person that says I want things right now, like, I do want them right now. And I will be like, okay, like, let's get up at 7 a.m. and do this all day. Just like I did the fence line. I woke up this morning and was like, I'm gonna burn this pile. Didn't work out, and I was like, what else can I get into? And that's exactly what I did. I got into something else, and I've been out here all day doing that, besides going back and forth with the kids and taking little breaks and lunchtime. Like I said, I want things, and I have big hopes and I have big dreams, and I guess in some sense I don't want my husband to feel pressured by the things that I want, and I don't necessarily think that he does, because things financially, they take time. We're not millionaires. I can't just buy this or that, spend thousands of dollars on beef cattle and things like that. I think it's important to have that plan. I think it's important to have that plan, to have those dreams. Maybe I'm the pusher of the plan. That I'm okay with. I'm the plan pusher. I'm a list girl. But then I do things outside of that list, or I constantly add to those lists. So sometimes I have to sit back and be a little bit more grateful for the things that I do have. because I am blessed. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I get to be here with my kids full-time. I get to work on our homestead full-time. I have a lot that other people don't have in that sense, that we do have that freedom. The point is to be grateful for the things that you have. It is okay to dream. It is okay to make those plans. Happy homesteading, everyone.